the boss one. I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime. If you can't do the time, don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown, it's your fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm mad that when I come down straight, I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sweat. 1, 2 day is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, but you know it's right. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
You couldn't hear me either. I'm unmuted. Hold on, we have an echo now. Let me fix that. And great to see you, buddy.
You too. How are you, Lefty? Good to see you.
Good. Long time no see.
Oh, it's been busy. There's a million adventures in this crazy world, I tell you.
I saw you at the Bayonne Council meeting last night. It's like, wait, that was Dan. Dan's here.
Yeah, it's my respectable job as a Hudson County political reporter covering like city council. Like they had like a whole big movie studios announcement this week. I covered, stuff like that. Congressman Rob Menendez Jr., Jimmy Davis, Craig Guy, all of like Hudson County things. The elections, but it's interesting because they are pro cannabis periodically. So
very cool. Yeah, Hudson County is very, very busy,
to say the least.
That was a long meeting last night.
Yeah, I suppose it was. Yeah.
I went to speak about disability stuff as usual. The YMCA in Bayonne has no wheelchair access, so I had to go speak about it.
Right.
I think our tax money goes towards that building, and I think that's they should fix the wheelchair access before they take our tax money for that.
Right, yeah, it's difficult that way. You get like a lot of these things are grandfathered in. You get people like, oh, we're doing progress. It's great. We're not post-industrial anymore. That's great. And then like people lose like the details where the devil is. Where helping people often is.
So about an hour ago, or a couple hours ago, President Trump signed a executive order rescheduling cannabis to Schedule 3. How do you feel about it, and what does this mean for us in New Jersey?
Honestly, like I got like a lot of mixed feelings here, and like I wish I could say like I'm jumping for joy. Like it seems like it really might not even like help or affect like the state legal markets and progress like that much. It seems like they sort of want to make like a CBD pill like through like the FDA, and like that's what's going to be legal. That's what's going to be like 100% legal. Like literally, he's like, this is not legalization. Drugs are bad. Like he started going like old school anti-marijuana like rhetoric that like the narc lovers love, which was like really intense. But like it's still some progress. Like we're getting somewhere. Like I guess like it's difficult because like Biden also went through this whole like Schedule 3 like show and like process. So like we'll see what like really happens like with like the markets. Like I know a lot of people want this. A lot of people are desperate like for federal cannabis prohibition to end. Like I'm desperate too. Like it hurts everybody. It hurts the patients. hurts consumers, and it's hurting companies. A lot of companies, we're trying to see like maybe we can get like to write off our taxes, and then maybe we could lower prices, which would help patients and consumers.
Yes.
So like we'll see what happens. Like I really like it's not descheduling. Like Hetty and J is for descheduling. A lot of the independent like dispensaries are for descheduling. A lot of the grassroots advocates, a lot of the multi-state operators also like descheduling. Our good friend and NJ Senate President Nick Scutari has also endorsed descheduling.
What about Medicare? Will Medicare cover CBD now, or see? Here's the issue: the hemp, all the hemp is going to be covered by cannabis. It's going to be absorbed by the cannabis industry, at least in New Jersey. So, like, Mad Hatter Dispensary is going to sell hemp products starting soon because we have to take up the slack where all the hemp products have to be off the shelves. So we're going to sell it. So if Medicare takes over and says you can have cannabis, how much THC can I have in my cannabis from Medicare? Are they going to
Like,
give me
I really don't think you're going to be able to, like, get high off that. Like, it seems like they kind of want to create, like, the things that you can see, like, like, some of these smoke shops are nice, and some of them have, like, good products like that, and some of the CBD shops will have, like, products that are non-psychoactive, like CBD, to help with, like, these issues. But a lot of times they say you do need, like, a little psychoactive for, like, the entourage or ensemble effect, It's like the teamwork works. Teamwork makes the dream work in cannabis. So then it's difficult that way if you're going to say, no, we can't do psychoactive. But, like, I guess, like, Medicare covering, like, CBD is, like, something. Like, we'll see what happens. Like, there's a lot of, like, details to do it. But, yeah, like, this whole intoxicating hemp is, like, another thing, another big issue. A lot of dispensaries have feelings about it. A lot of smoke shops have feelings about it, too.
Well, that industry is going away, and it's going to be absorbed by the cannabis industry. So I'm just wondering how Medicare or Medicaid is going to differentiate between, what level you can have. You're a cancer patient. You can only have 0.2% THC. We'll pay for. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. We're trying to help patients here, and I don't think we are.
No, I don't think we really are. Well, to say Trump really will help patients. Like, I'm really not sure, like, what they want to do. It seems like they want to create, like, an expensive big pharma pill version of something that already exists, of, like, CBD that you can get. And, yeah, like, it's a whole thing of, like, that CBD. I don't know how much non-psychoactive CBD is really in, or how much, like, hemp-derived products are in the dispensaries. Like, this gets hella complicated when it's like the great-grandchildren of brother hemp and cannabis like are fighting and like have this conflict, but like they're still like both like the same common like ancestors. It's weird.
I never thought I'd see hemp illegal in my lifetime.
Like, hemp was illegal. That like they were like the whole loophole was weird and like complicated. Like, this part of me is like you can't keep a good hustler down. Like, but like a lot of this stuff is shady. It's like shitty stuff. Like, a lot of the people selling it are like, they're like guys that are trying to make like a buck here. Like, when like a lot of effort went into like establishing like legal licensed dispensaries with labels that do help patients, and a lot of adult use guys like dispensaries do discount people with cards, with the official medical cannabis card. So it's not like we're not making any progress here. Jersey's made a lot of progress since I started hanging out with the likes of you. So fun times.
The packaging is so I can't take it anymore. There's you buy an eighth for 3.5 grams, and it's got a package on it. Oh my! And then it's got plastic inside the bag. I don't get it. Hold on. What's the problem here?
Yeah, it's like a whole interesting issue of like the nature of weight and the excessive packaging. Not to mention like its blandness, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh, is Sue trying to call me? Hold on. I think Sue's trying to call him.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I can get that call on here. It might be echo. She should just join StreamYard. Join StreamYard. There you go. Yeah, the Cannabis Nurses Association wants to weigh in on this rescheduling as well. The veterans, it doesn't seem to help veterans. I saw something here about how veterans are being left out because of what does it say here? Oh, where was it? It was something about lost it.
Yeah, so basically, the head of the American Legion, like a veterans group, was at the ceremony with Trump, saying this will help veterans with like CBD. Like people know that veterans like are dealing with like a lot of these conditions of like trauma, depression, anxiety, chronic pain. That like weed really helps. But see, like a lot of times you kind of need like the strong, good stuff. Like our friend Patrick Duff, survived cancer with like a Rick Simpson oil, RSO. Like that's kind of what we really need to get to patients is RSO. And RSO is very strong stuff, for example. Like I've had some RSO for some inflammation. It's very strong. Like you really can almost get dehydrated by it, which is very rare for a cannabis product.
It says here, as long as cannabis is not federally legal, veterans cannot use the GI Bill to study cannabis. No cultivation, no dispensary management, no cannabis businesses. So the federal government can tax cannabis, corporations can profit off it, politicians can campaign on it, but veterans cannot use the benefits they earned to build this industry or the future.
Right, because you can go to college on the GI Bill. Like there are college level programs for cannabis in Jersey and across the country. But yeah, I could see that being like a problem not fixed by the announcement today.
Yeah, it says Schedule 3 does not change VA rules. It does not unlock education access. It does not protect veteran entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so that like I really wish I could be like more enthusiastic about big news, but like that's kind of like the nature of being like a journalist sometimes. Is like, oh, sorry guys, this actually sucks. This is actually terrible. But maybe we could do this descheduling thing, which is really cool. A lot of people like.
Wah, wah, wah.
You eat it.
That was Wayne Baraney. From the grave. Wayne is speaking from the grave. He can't take it.
Bless him in heaven.
Yes, he wants descheduling. I know Wayne did.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted it. We had a very broad coalition. A lot of people don't always agree on things. You have like radicals and corporations and guys in the middle. A lot of people agree on descheduling.
It would be like alcohol and tobacco because alcohol and tobacco are not scheduled, right?
Right, they're not scheduled. For perspective, I think we should know cocaine is Schedule 2 and marijuana is Schedule 1 for this whole like scheduled BS.
Yeah.
Because then like Schedule 2 is like some medical benefit versus 1 is to say no medical benefit. And cocaine's not very good for you. Like you can have some fun on it. People want to have fun, they want to have fun, but that's not medicine here. The sacred herb is medicine.
My dentist never gave me cocaine. I was very upset.
Yeah, I think they got rid of that about 85 years ago, but that's it used to be like a thing they say was like more like readily like given out, like cocaine, like in Coca-Cola, stuff like that. But like a lot of that stuff I think is pretty much gone away. People know it's pretty bad for you after a while.
So do they extract cocaine from coca plants to make Coca-Cola?
Yeah, I think they used to. Like, so that's like like an interesting thing to bring up is like the natural coca leaf is great for altitude sickness and then used in the Andes Mountains in Peru to treat altitude sickness. So like if you're from a place like Jersey or the capital of Peru in Lima, from the sea level nearly versus like the mountains are like thousands of feet in the air, you're gonna get like altitude sickness, so lightheaded. So coca leaf helps you. And then like people aren't going crazy on coca leaves over there either. It's like a really interesting thing I've been meaning to write about for Hetty.
Yeah, I never tried coca leaves.
Like you're basically not gonna have like, oh man, this is so awesome, yeah. The kind of like parody of like a Coke frenzy that you get like on a coca leaf, I believe, which is why it's not so like crazy. Like people aren't crazy about it, and like it doesn't make you crazy either. I think, but but it's helpful too. I've heard.
Well, nobody's offering, but I'll definitely try it. I'll chew on some coca leaves if you have any.
Well, next time we go to the mountains of Peru.
Mountains of New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey does get steep around here. It gets really intense. I like being on the waterfront, on the sea level.
Did you have any cannabis trips this week or this year? Any good cannabis trips?
Wait, how are we defining cannabis trip?
Well, okay, mentally, maybe you could say that, or any like dispensaries that you really liked, or grows that you've been visiting, or 'cause I know you
Right, we
get.
definitely had like some like solid experiences on some like good herb that's coming out. We're seeing more of it, local guys.
Yes.
For example, definitely it's nice to see like more dispensaries this year. A lot of the guys that had wanted to be open, like open this year. We have Legacy to Lifted in Jersey City, for example. We have like a few different guys like that. We have a few, so it's happy to see that. But yeah, no, it's crazy to think about like the whole year and like the craziness of like everything that's happening. Like things are like perpetually like moving. It seems like so. But yeah, no, we've definitely seen some like fun dispensary openings, more products. There's an infused hot sauce. There's these little bottle of drinks, for example. We're getting more flavors. The gummies is fun. Like the price of flowers getting more competitive is like fun too.
Yeah,
Big H2 granted.
I've seen that. I've seen the prices of some dispensaries really hit the bottom. It's like,
Yeah, so it's taken for like forever that we're finally getting like a lot of these flower companies in. Like some of them are like smaller companies, like in a couple states that have some values. So that's like an interesting dynamic versus like some local guys, who are local business people or local hustlers one way or another.
Yeah, there's a few dispensaries I want to visit. Like one of them is the Hashery. From what I understand, Hashery has really good prices right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Hatchery is interesting because they're on like a big highway up there. I think it's Lodi in Bergen County. Yeah, they're definitely cool. I think they opened like last year though. Sometimes things blur together. Full disclosure. When like a lot's happening, it's hard to always like reflect. Oh man, that was nice. That happened the next time.
I mean, I'm here at Mad Hatter where the blunts are fatter, and I'm not, saying anything, but there are cheap prices around New Jersey that you can go other places than Mad Hatter to get good weed. I'm just saying. I mean, come here to Mad Hatter, but make your deals. Look for your deals.
Yeah. No, it's definitely good to see like more deals in the market, more flour in the market, more like competition in the market. The amount of dispensaries is crazy. It's like another story. It's like we definitely have like some towns where there's too many, some towns it's not enough. It's like a weird thing to figure out based on like politics and hustling business, landlords, planning boards. It gets complicated. Hence why you should read HeadyNJ.com.
Yeah, I think on Route 23, there's a bunch of dispensaries in a row going up north. Just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, whoa, how many dispensaries can you have on one road?
Right, so that's the catch about like a lot of these like cities never were like, no, we're gonna deny you, but like favor you one way or another. It's like a big issue because like maybe you deny a guy and he sues you and he calls you corrupt and stuff, and then you don't care enough to fight this, so you just give it to both guys and like let them duke it out. So a lot of these guys are in like knife fights, and like we're seeing a few like closures of dispensaries, but we're still seeing like openings. So I think the market's doing well overall. And we're making progress here bit by bit. It's hard to make progress. This has been a wild journey, man.
It sure has. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, what do you think about the hemp thing? It's always like an interesting thing, like the intoxicating hemp. Like you have some of it seems interesting, some of it seems weird and shady. Definitely didn't expect like gas stations to be selling weed. Definitely know a lot of people are pissed at that, one way or another.
A lot of it is sprayed. A lot of it is it's weed you don't really want. But I did have some weed tested that was on the street of Jersey City, and it tested just as good as any cannabis you can buy in a dispensary in New Jersey. So, $50 an ounce in Jersey City is the same as $300 an ounce in a
Oh,
dispensary.
was that from a smoke shop then?
Actually, off the street.
Oh boy. Oh, it's not even a smoke shop. Yeah, that's the thing. We're gonna hate on smoke shops doing it versus like a little guy who doesn't always have like the money for like a storefront, which
Right.
says a lot about like these storefront hustlers.
Yeah, everybody's got to hustle, man.
Yep.
It's tough out there. 50% of all businesses fail. In the cannabis industry, it might even be higher than that, the number.
Yeah, it's really difficult if you see like after 5 years, like after 10 years, like a lot of businesses do fail. Like it's really hard to be a businessman. Like a lot of times you want to just do your craft. Like a salesman wants to sell, like a writer wants to write, but then you got to deal with like administration, you got to deal with HR. Like a lot of these, like an entrepreneur wears a lot of hats, they don't all fit. So that's the difficulty of like the nature of business. So, some people get good at it, some people get good enough at it, some people sell out, and some people, find a plan B or C. And it's hard. Like we see these issues of small business not only in cannabis, we see it in every industry in America. Think of anything where there's like a giant corporate thing. Like you can go to Aldi and get like the sugar where it's like, oh, this is like natural sugar and it's fair trade sugar, but it's like a corporate product from like a corporation store. So, like that becomes an interesting dynamic in that way.
I know all the dispensary owners want to see the gas station hemp go away because it takes away from their business. They had to jump through hoops to get their licensing. Some of them had to wait 18 months and at $10,000 a month to keep your lights on and your heat on. That's pretty tough. That's a lot of money. So the dispensary owners should take over the hemp business. They should sell all the gas station hemp that they were selling. But
yeah.
Gas
Yeah,
station.
that's like a whole big issue. Like the nature of a lot of that stuff from the gas stations was shady. What does it say, 600 milligrams? I think I bought these peach rings from a place in Bayonne, convenience store that had like, what did it say, 600? I thought I'm gonna get balls high. I don't even think those really worked, frankly.
Was that by the light rail?
Yeah, it was by the light rail where I was living.
That guy. Sometimes
so that's like the interesting thing because you do have like some smoke shops might be like the exception, unlike these. Yeah. Like they might have been like legacy, like they might care better, like they might sell stuff with labels.
Exactly.
We have hemp farmers, which is a whole big issue in Jersey. Like I don't know much about it. It seems to be a problem. Like a lot of these business people have like horror stories of like the nature of like spending like thousands of dollars on rent and shit. I run heady on a shoestring. I don't know how half these people are spending like $500,000 just to open your door. Go after yourself. I've been open doors.
Yeah.
We've been writing stories, covering the market, covering medical, covering the need for, home grow, for example, for a while now.
What's going to happen with home grow in New Jersey? Are we going to get our hearing? We just want an informational hearing. Can we get that?
It's so hard, man. We're making progress there, but like it seems like every progress is like trench warfare getting these sponsors. Like we do have like Joe Vitale of Middlesex. We do have, Anthony Bucco, the Republican leader from Morris County. We do have Nilsa Cruz Perez now from Camden County. So like those are all like, that's all progress to get these support from across the country, across the state, from Republicans and Democrats. But like we're still not there, and it's really hard. And it's hard because like a lot of the guys that are like pushing to like get rid of hemp don't give a hell about can I curse on this? They don't really care about like home grow one way or another. The people that hate hemp, a lot of them. Or they're against it. A lot of them are against it, but that's like a long story.
Hi, Sue.
Hi. So Dan, do they tell you why they're against it?
Yeah, a lot of them have like a zero-sum game mentality about like the nature of not making the profits they expect to be making. A lot of them will start throwing shade on the quality of like what homegrown could be.
That's a shame.
It is.
Okay, so what do we think about this Schedule 3? I think it's
Mhm.
I'm going to give you my opinion first, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm opinionated. That's my middle name. I think it sucks. I think we should went to deschedule. I think this is going to be a clusterfuck for everyone involved, the cannabis industry, the healthcare professionals. You know, I was just talking with my husband. He just walked in the door and he thought, well, that's good, no? And I said, no, you got to write scripts now. You know, that's where it's going to go to, but it's going to take a while. You know, this still has to go through a whole bunch of different agencies. Just because he said he sanctioned it. In fact, it's not even on the TV. It's not even on the news.
It's not.
And you know, so this changes how things work and how things you know, how doctors are going to work, how nurse practitioners are going to work, how PAs are going to work. It's gonna take a minute.
To say the least. Yeah, but mixed feelings at best. It's really difficult sometimes. Like, I also love descheduling. You know, I think we have like a lot of people that like descheduling, but like we have like 3 like shady guys that push like some minimal thing, and here we are.
You know, and this was only done because his ratings are in the toilet. So that's my opinion too.
Oh yeah, Epstein files. Yeah, the
Yeah.
economy. You know, healthcare plans. All these things are falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
People don't much care for him. Like the nature of this like 2-bit hustler that kind of like ruined Atlantic City.
Yes, he did.
It's like a whole story. I was sort of like away when like some of this happened. I was much younger when like this guy had like what 3 casinos that like now there's like a hole on the boardwalk. I'm like, what was here? It's apparently it was one of his properties.
Yeah.
Like a giant empty lot in this like prosperous fabled place of the Atlantic City boardwalk. There's just like a giant like 3,000 square foot like hole in the ground in the walkway.
They all went
You know?
bankrupt.
Yeah, they went bankrupt and they blew him up, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get rid of the ugly things. So it's difficult, like the nature of this guy as a businessman. It's difficult, the nature of this guy is like, can we trust him around like 14-year-old girls? I don't know about that either.
No, I know.
Like, can we trust him with descheduling? Can we trust him with the military? Can we trust him with anything?
Well, he's not going to call the shots anyway. He doesn't do his own work, so he'll toss it over to, you know, the powers that be in those positions that it's going to affect. You know,
Right. Well, that's like the idea of like Bobby Kennedy Jr. as like Health and Human Secretary.
Yeah.
Or it's the Health Services Secretary is going to do this, or like Dr. Oz at CMS is going to do something.
Yeah, Dr. Oz. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Oz. Yeah, you know, like the noted medical expert, Dr. Oz.
I know. Unbelievable. So they've come up, you know, what's going to be interesting also, since everybody has come up with all these disorders, you know, cannabis hyperemesis, cannabis use disorder, et cetera, et cetera. They're all listed in the DSM-5 criteria. And that is where you look for a specific disorder so that you can apply for disability. So think about that for a minute, right?
Yeah, it's like a whole big issue about how like anything is not for everyone. Like I can't eat white bread. It seems like a lot of people love white bread. Like so, it's like a weird thing, that hyperemesis stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the hyperemesis stuff, that's mostly seen in pregnant women, you know. Hi, Jim.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, the nature of motherhood and the sacred herb.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to do nothing for our issue about homegrown.
Granted.
Or maybe it will. Who knows? I don't know. I
Like,
don't
there's
think
only
so.
been one guy caught in like 14 months, and like we have somebody helping him too.
Yeah.
This is a difficult thing about only one guy that's been caught, and he was caught with one plant. So, like, I think we've made some progress helping him even. Because
Okay.
it seems like a lot of times, like the cops aren't raiding people. You know what happens when people don't get raided. Sometimes people do what they do.
Yep. Yep. We were in the city on Tuesday because I'm 5 minutes from the bridge, and walked past a couple of their beautiful dispensaries. But in Times Square, there's a big sign that just said cannabis. And I was like, wow, check that out. I went to get my phone out so I could take a picture of it, but it was gone by then.
Oh, damn. No, it's fun. We're making some progress bit by bit.
Yeah, I'd like to be alive to see it.
Indeed.
Hi,
Hey,
Jim.
Jim.
Hey.
Jamila.
Okay, Jim, we're all waiting to hear your take on Schedule 3.
Oh, I'm not having a take yet. I'm going to listen to everybody else's take and become more educated on it, and I'm going to watch the news.
It's not even on the news.
The story's up on headynj.com, Jim.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, but I mean, when I look up the news, it's 2 hours ago was on, and an hour ago on NBC or ABC, whatever. The thing is, what I have to do is I can't do anything about changing the course of it, but I really want to understand it to see if there's something to be more prepared for, that it might, a ripple effect. So I do want to know the ripple effects. But I'll be honest with you, I am not going to be the smartest guy in the room on exactly what I need to know myself. I don't even know, and obviously my first allegiance is to patients until they get what they need. I figure adults can care for themselves, and I can't add much to that. But I can be a better patient spokesperson than an adult, use thing. And to me, it boils down to, if I could have even a ballpark idea when the next change would happen. Is this going to speed it up, or is this going to slow it down? But it's not like it ends here. It may start to get the information here that starts to blow the study, And my question to anybody here would be, do you think studying is actually going to pick up now because of it? I mean,
because they've been studying.
It seems like it should. Is there money at the end of the study rainbow is what I'm thinking now.
Money for who?
The people that do the
hey, if we study it, we can make money.
Listen to me. The places that are, the research institutes and what have you, and the Hopkins and what have you, they get money. They get funding for doing the research.
Yeah, so that was this isn't gonna really support small businesses. This isn't gonna really get more products in the market. They want to create some FDA CBD pill.
Right.
But we already have CBD shops for those sort of things.
Right.
But it's not going to be any harder to do either. It just doesn't affect it. So
it's just this weird thing. I don't everyone wants it to affect. It's not gonna even. It might not even affect the markets at all. But ripple effects might.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I wanted it out of the schedule. It says it has no known accepted medical use. It's like trying to live my life by a cartoon. It has no stance next to reality at all, and it's got to be better than that, unless getting a Schedule 3 gave somebody a way to hold it back or make some sort of breakthrough discovery that they could better try to validate some awful thing that would happen with it. But then it loses relativity when people compare it, because it's like me playing chess. I have to think of so many possible things. I don't see the playing field. I don't see the angles and things. It's just not my kind of vision. And unfortunately, it works for this. I would not want to be the one into drafting a statement for how somebody feels about this. So I'm actually really more concerned how you all feel. And and I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be listening to I'm trying to read between the lines of everybody, but like, it's going to be an active night seeing how in the print media on the news feed, that I get. I mean, I don't go watching the talking heads too much. What I do like doing, though, is listening to some podcasters, because I kind of know where they stand. I tend to get almost better news from them, or at least a better start on the news, And then, of course, I go to
Schedule 3 does not change VA rules. Schedule 3 does not unlock education access for veterans. Schedule 3 does not protect veteran entrepreneurs.
And it doesn't make any of it worse. Or it doesn't make some of it worse. See, in other words, if it doesn't make it worse, what the hell? I mean, it doesn't do, I mean.
Like, I guess, like, Hope Stash isn't really tangible, but I think I have to get going, guys. It was good weighing in a little.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Dan.
Dan, it was nice to see you. Hey,
likewise.
Sure. I want to talk to you one day, okay?
Yeah, message me.
And congratulations on your life. It seems to be so headed in the right direction, and even get better. I mean, I don't know. Don't tell me any of the bad behind the scenes stuff. Let me believe that for a while. I've been rooting for you.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye,
Daniel
Dan.
from Hetty, New Jersey. That's right. Check out the Trump story on Hetty, New Jersey. Exclusive, because it's not on the news anywhere else except Hetty, New Jersey. It's crazy.
What I want to see is how it's portrayed and people jockeying for, in my mind, I can so figure Joe Biden couldn't get it done in 4 years. Kamala Harris couldn't get it done. I got it done just like that. That's gonna be the.
Well, Kevin Sabet didn't make an impression on Trump, apparently. Kevin Sabet wasn't even a footnote because Trump said, I didn't get any news from anyone who didn't like this. He's like, we got 82%.
This is about, I know Trump likes to say, well, I don't care about the polls. He knows every bit about the polls. His reactions to not knowing about the polls show that, but when he looked at the numbers of the polls on what would it be if this happened, what would it be if that happened, it was good, great, and good for the feedback he would be getting from polls, for the credit he would get that he doesn't deserve, for all of that. So I'm kind of looking at that because that'll kind of move me, I mean, especially after watching his what do you call it, an advertisement at 9:00 last night, the idea that when I read about all that was wrong with that little news conference, and it really didn't mention most anybody how ridiculous it still is that he says he can get medicine prices down by 500 and 600%.
5,000%.
Well, what exactly? I mean, I've looked it up just to see what the simple answer is, and unless they're giving away coupons because of it that are a discount later you could apply. Yeah, it's like, it's so easy. I would like to see what level of middle school student could explain that succinctly. Preferably a smart fifth grader, because people compare Trump to a fifth grader, and I don't mean like to make jokes or anything, but more in the way he goes about things. It's more in that vein. And I'm not talking about intelligence quotient, whatever that might be, but it just, there's like, I turn on the news, it's like a TV show this week, it's like, holy shit, hey, Friday's tomorrow deadline with the Epstein files, and first full day, what are we gonna do about Schedule 3 and all this other stuff going on? It's not boring. I do wonder if making it Schedule 3 somehow, I don't know if it certainly shouldn't be a direct link to it, but to the bill that's going to be falling off the floor again this year that would allow, or actually require, PAAD to subsidize a certain portion of it. does Schedule 3, now that it's not a Schedule 1 drug, I don't know. I mean, if it doesn't really directly relate to it, I'll start pulling some sort of way to look at it that seems that way, because I don't know. I want to hear some of the good stuff washing in eventually. And I'm glad it's out of Schedule 1. I think the powers that be on the dark side here could otherwise keep it in Schedule 1 who knows how long, if not Schedule 3. 5 sounded good to me. D-schedule sounded great, And
I don't think it's ever going to be descheduled now. Now that Big Pharma has control, they're never going to give up control.
I agree with Lefty.
I can't do anything about it.
We can bitch and moan about it. That's what we can do. And smoke a lot of weed about it.
Yeah, well, okay, the smoking weed part. Yeah. Oh, I went through pretty much almost all of yesterday just deciding, okay, I'm going to have a little bit of edible and not smoke. But what happened is I did a microdose the day before, and in doing that, I found I was like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and had a real, not because I'm not smoking. I just didn't want to interrupt it. I didn't want to make it. It was awesome, and also, when you get used to smoking, I want to know, how often do I reflex towards it after it gets to be like 9 in the evening? It's like, and it was like non-existent. So I felt good about that. That's
Why?
Well, I felt good that I wasn't like reflexively, where's my pipe? Where's my pipe? My little one-hitter thing, or not a one-hitter, a little bullet without the top on it, and because it's like if I wanted to smoke less, because it's certainly not as healthy a way to ingest it as edibly. And so I want to find a mix where it's less smoke. And do I really need to adjust it with edible? No, not really. I think it's possible that after well over half a century of enjoying cannabis, I might just be a little bit under the influence of it all the time. I don't mean, the metabolites or anything. I mean, day seems just as fine without, which is to me good, because I like it to work for me. It's not always about fun. It's about getting things done. And
Jim, does this change the gun laws? Can cannabis patients own guns now because it's a prescription?
That's a good question.
Because first it was no, right?
Yeah. It should be less federal interference in things because it's not Schedule 1. That's been used to stop everything you can possibly stop.
Yes,
but being that it's a prescription, okay, so it's going to end up being a prescription in a Schedule 3 slot, which also has ketamine, anabolic steroids.
Mm-hmm.
There's some creepy
Tylenol with codeine, the one.
Yep.
Hey, you got an extra? Nobody gives a shit about that. So, and then there's stuff that you can't really assess the cause part of anything good or bad happening for real, because like it's going to change attitudes too, somehow. Not mine, not yours, not ours, but with people who are just sort of coming to grips with the changing landscape of cannabis over the accelerating change over the last 20 years, and it's just been it's on the upward more than outward part of a problem. Did I just say that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, it is. It's going more upward, and this just kind of helps. And
it says on what's running underneath, because you questioned, you can't drive a motor vehicle or operate heavy machinery while using cannabis. Okay, so that's already out there. So, I don't know.
Well, legally in New Jersey, according to our medical cannabis law, if I'm in pain and I'm, for instance, going down Route 70, I pull over, turn the engine off, take the keys out of the ignition, which I don't have an ignition anyway, and then I can consume my medicine. And then when I understand that it's okay for me to drive, feel the effects. When I decide I'm good to drive, I drive. That's the law part of it, I mean, as far as how it affects, that's the part that's dealt with in the law itself, in the bill of amendments to the law, obviously. But we're going to find out, going to find out. And it's going to, I think it'll be kind of interesting sorting it out. I'm not going to, I mean, if it somehow slipped all to Schedule 5 or something cool like that, yeah, I'd be freaking excited. I'd be ready to have a first party since I lived here. We never had a party. I built a deck built for parties. And all I have is pretend invisible friends out there while I smoke pot. We get along great, though.
Mm-hmm. You, yourself, and you.
Yeah, well, the birds,
I'm freezing.
Oh, yeah. How you feeling? So
Shitty. Cold. I'm feeling cold.
Yeah.
So I got banned to the house from a bee.
Oh, wow.
Said, do not leave the building today. So I listened.
Quarantine.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well,
Which is kind of like, I was sick a couple months ago. This is getting stupid. But anyway, it's going to be also interesting to see what they do with CBD. Because what I was reading, this schedule change will also cover CBD and I can't even say that. I can't say the word I want to use. Anyway, so what was I going to say? I just had a senior moment.
Oh, I hate to say it. I'm glad when other people do. No offense. It makes me feel like better.
So any kind of formulas and whatnot that have CBD, he is invoking, or at least he's talking about Medicare coverage.
Good. Nice. I just, this of course comes with the other baggage of, I don't know, I don't get involved saying it often, but I wasn't disappointed to see certain polls going lower and lower for a certain somebody. And I don't want to see them turn around and come back up under a look what I got done. It's more look what you didn't get in the way of,
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think, I don't know what's the course of that now? Executive order doesn't make it legal. There's a process.
No, it's got to go through all those other agencies and committees. So it's going to be lost. I don't know. I don't think that we're going to be around to see the end result.
Oh, no. I've come to think that too,
Yeah.
I didn't think that I don't know, until a couple of years ago, probably. I was like, yeah, look, it's gone. You know what it is? You can't get a bill heard for 5 years. You start to see things slowing down,
Mm-hmm.
I am working on sending something to the co-sponsors of 1393, a questionnaire that they don't certainly have to answer. I might send, which is it, registered or certified when somebody signs for it? You know, I mean, I want to add that to an email.
Registered, I think it is.
Yeah, I want to add it to the email. So the email shows somebody got it,
Opened it, yeah.
and then who signed for it.
Mhm.
Hard copy of what would be the same as the email. And that kind of, if I'm a legislator, it's like, why did it come certified? That's what you do when you want to prove something, you know. So basically, if all I'm asking for is I'd like to know, in the time they were a co-sponsor, did they engage Senator Scutari in any way? And then, you know, like, did you even email him with something like, listen, I'm a co-sponsor of that bill, and I'd like it to be heard in committee, and I'm requesting that you allow Senator Giovattelli to post it. Whatever they would think of doing, you know. And then I looked up, of course, what a co-sponsor's expectations are and all. No, that's not what you have to do. But especially with the minority party co-sponsors, that if they're going to co-sponsor it again, you know, which would be nice, and re-sign up after it falls off the table on the 11th or the 9th, whatever it is, of January. Start out the year and end the year before and start out the year. I'd like it to be heard, you know. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much that surprises me that bill can't get a hearing more than anything else that's going on. I mean, what national or state level, you know, just it doesn't make sense. I mean, it kind of does, but there's just too much still missing behind the curtain or whatever. And I forget what it is now. There's my own senior moment. There was one more thing on my list of, well, gee, Jim, what have you all done over the last 4 years? I mean, you know, there's been a lot, but like, you know, I don't just want to get ducks in a row. I want to get more ducks, you know, and use the ones that are going to work, because I don't know, it's feeling so personal with me and Senator Scutari, and he might not be aware of me at all, for all I know, you know.
He doesn't care about you. You know that.
Yeah, well, he will.
Okay.
I'm trying to head that off, and the only way I can head that off is to have something move that would head that off. And I you know, I'm feeling very comfortable with that. And the time frame, my own ultimatum is it'd probably be about a week after the new session starts that I can find a way to escalate this immediately.
Mm-hmm.
No, you two are the only two that are going to be involved.
You mean Lefty? Thank you.
Yeah, well, Lefty has got a lifetime of experience documenting things, audio visual.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a standalone effort, I won't do it if anybody else insisted on helping me. You know, it's just the way it has to be for the proper effect, where the outcome can be one of two things. It can be good, or it can be really, really good. That's it, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, I just scrolled down my phone, you know, where you have the feed comes through with everything that's.
Yeah, this is stuff new going to be going on. What do you got?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing?
Nothing.
Then
RFK Jr. and Dr. Allen, Oz, what was it going to call him, Ounce, announces move to ban gender-affirming care for young people. That's about as racy as it gets. Otherwise, there's no.
The Trump RX website will be the only place to get CBD. Arlo Glass says that.
What'd you say?
Arlo Glass says Trump prescription website will be the only place to get CBD.
Really?
That's what Arlo Glass said.
Well, you know what? I like everybody putting forth their postulations, because it's worth watching. But then it's also worth saying not the way it worked out too, you know.
Mm.
Do you remember Jean Dixon? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Lefty will, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she was on like Johnny Carson every freaking New Year's Eve week, whether it was New Year's Eve or whatever. And she made her predictions and never reviewed the year before. How did it work out now that we've had a whole year of European? Just went on to more predictions. And she never had there was never a, what? Some of that didn't work out, did it? Yeah, this is different, you know. It's sort of like, I like, because I'm not going to make predictions, you know, until I start to know more. But it's not like before the executive order where everybody's making predictions. You know, people with actual conviction will now make predictions knowing we're about to find out if that's what happens. So, yeah, I'm hesitant to do that because I don't like being wrong, but I do learn, you know.
Boys and girls, we've been I've been on since 4:00 with Dan. I don't know if you knew that. I had to start early today. I have to leave early today. So I want to get the housekeeping in order first. I want to thank Mad Hatter, UFCW, CMMNJ, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, and SativaCross.org. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to do our list. I'm sure. I wonder if we polled the people on this list, what would they would think about descheduling, and I think they would. Everybody on this list would want descheduling. I think I can't think anyone.
Yeah.
No, nobody here. No.
They'd probably know less about it than me, though.
Yeah, I think everybody.
I don't know enough.
I don't know. As we go through the list, I think we'll decide right there. Like Cheryl Miller, descheduling for sure.
What do you think, Jim? That wouldn't work.
Yeah. Sabina Rose. All right. Well, she wouldn't be able to answer. She's too young.
Yeah.
She's abstaining because she's too young. 15-month-old baby died from a 25-hour seizure. Hurtful. Diane.
Hey, syndrome.
Gracie. Cindy May. Marie. Jack. Joan. Randy. Polly. Bill. Chad. Jeremy. Colette. Matt. Troy. Russ. Roger. Jay. Ella. Patty. Jackie. Anthony. Jake. Armando. Felicia. Lynn. Dan. Sean. Joyce. Lori. Frank. Brian. Flo. Carl. Thorne. Frank. Lorraine. Terry. Charlotte. Cher. Jay Bird. Michael. Marley. Colette. Brendan. Red. Rico. Lou. Becky. Lawanda. Chip. Paul. Lisa. Marcus. Gary. Julia. Wayne. Waxy. Joe Marie. Jeff.
This concludes our podcast.
Very timely podcast with the rescheduling announcement right before. So fresh on our minds, and still a lot to unpack on this one. So I think we're not done.
Yeah, we haven't really unwrapped it yet, even.
No.
Find out, is it Christmas present or foe?
Yes. Merry Christmas. We'll see you for Cannabis Church on Sunday. We'll be back here on Sunday. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Sue. I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you.
De-quarantine, deschedule.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. And what day is it? Today's Thursday. Yeah, we'll talk with you since you're confined to the home. You know, I'm gonna get
You can
started.
call me
on
tomorrow morning if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. We got to talk.
Yes, we do. Good stuff, though.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Good.
Okay, boys and girls. They shall grow not old,
Okay.
and we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn.
Yeah.
At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them. Thanks, everybody.